Cupid's Misfire. A Cupid's life is surprisingly complicated. There are so many rules to follow. Rule number 1, graduate from the Cupid's Academy. Rule number 2, attend the annual Cupid's convention in Las Vegas. Rule number 3, when shooting your arrows and bringing love to people, aim for the perfect match. Junior Cupid Jamie Turner, who just graduated from Cupid Academy, eagerly anticipated her trip to Las Vegas. As she bounced along, excited for her first convention, she thought she might finally meet her idol, the renowned Sabine Goddard, known for her impeccable track record of creating successful couples, though her own love life remained perplexingly complicated. As Jamie arrived at her hotel, she couldn't help but be in awe of the bright lights and sounds of Sin City. Her excitement was palpable, and thoughts of Sabine danced in her mind. What if she got to meet her? What would she say? Finally, pulling herself away from her daydreams, she approached her hotel room, keycard in hand. After a long day of travel, she just wanted to unwind. However, when she inserted her keycard, the door creaked open to reveal a room already occupied. What the? Jamie exclaimed, gazing in shock at a stunning woman in the middle of the room. Sabine was equally taken aback. She had been preparing for a well-deserved rest after the exhausting day of engagements at the convention. Now, here was an unfamiliar Cupid, looking equally surprised and flustered. "I'm sorry, I think I have the wrong room," Jamie stammered, blushing at the unexpected encounter. "Oh, no, it seems we both have the same room key," Sabine replied, glancing down at the hotel-issued card, then back at Jamie. "I didn't expect to meet someone else here, especially under these circumstances." Jamie couldn't help but admire the poise of her idol, despite the odd situation. "I guess we'll have to sort this out with the front desk then," she said, trying to mask her nervousness. "Yes, we probably should," Sabine agreed, crossing her arms and leaning against the wall, clearly intrigued. "But before we do, tell me, who are you?" "I'm Jamie, I just graduated from Cupid Academy," she said, her excitement bubbling over. "I've heard so much about you. Your matches are legendary." Sabine laughed lightly, a sound that made Jamie's heart race. "I wouldn't say legendary. I've had my fair share of misfires," she admitted, her tone turning more serious. "But I do believe in the power of love. That's what brought me here, really. To connect with other Cupids and share our experiences." Jamie nodded, the nervousness slipping away, intrigued by Sabine's candidness. "I feel so inspired by your work. I hope to be half as successful as you one day." The two Cupids continued to chat, sharing stories about their journeys, the challenges of finding perfect matches, and their hopes for the future. The original awkwardness faded into a warm camaraderie. "Maybe we can team up," Sabine suggested. "Two heads are better than one, right?" Jamie beamed at the idea, her mind racing with possibilities. "I'd love that. I've always admired your methods." Just then, the door swung open dramatically, and a hotel staff member stepped inside, looking bewildered. "Sorry for the interruption, but I can help with the room confusion," he said with a raised brow, taking in the two Cupids and their unlikely encounter. Jamie and Sabine exchanged amused glances. "Well, I guess this is the best icebreaker I could have hoped for." Jamie chuckled, feeling an instant bond forming. As Sabine nodded appreciatively, Jamie couldn't shake the feeling that perhaps this unexpected mix-up was the start of a beautiful friendship, and maybe even more. Their encounter didn't fit the rules but challenged them to redefine what a perfect match could be. In the world of Cupids, sometimes it's the unplanned moments that lead to the most delightful surprises. With the hotel staff member still standing awkwardly in the doorway, Jamie and Sabine quickly composed themselves, both wearing sheepish smiles. It was a surreal moment, one that Jamie would surely remember for a long time. "Right, let me sort this out for you both," the staff member said, shaking his head slightly as he scanned the room. He made a quick call and informed them that there had indeed been a mix-up in the reservation system. "You two are actually neighbors. I'll get everything sorted. Jamie, you'll be in room 105, and Sabine, yours is room 106, right next door." "Oh, Great. Thanks so much, Jamie replied, relief flooding her. Sabine smiled, glancing over at Jamie. I guess we'll be seeing a lot of each other this weekend, she said, her tone light. The staff member nodded, leaving them to the moment. As the door clicked shut behind him, Jamie turned back to Sabine, a grin plastered on her face. I can't believe we're neighbors. Jamie squealed, unable to contain her excitement. The realization sank in that she would be next door to none other than the great Sabine Goddard, whom she had idolized for years. Let's make the most of it, Sabine suggested, her eyes sparkling with mischief. Why don't we grab a late-night coffee at that cafe near the convention hall? I could use a caffeine boost after the day I've had. Jamie's heart raced. I'd love that, she exclaimed. As they strolled down the brightly lit strip, the neon signs flickered in the background, creating a vibrant atmosphere that was both exhilarating and overwhelming. Jamie took a moment to soak it all in. This was her first big step into the world of Cupid's, and she was sharing it with someone she admired. They reached the cafe, a cozy spot with twinkling fairy lights and the rich aroma of coffee wafting through the air. They settled into a corner booth, and after ordering their drinks, the conversation flowed naturally. So, what's your story, Jamie? Sabine asked, leaning forward with genuine interest. Jamie took a deep breath, suddenly feeling a bit shy. I've always believed in love, she began, her enthusiasm creeping back in. I grew up in a family that celebrated love in all its forms. My parents were both Cupids, and they always taught me to embrace the magic of connection. When I graduated from the academy, I just knew I had to follow in their footsteps. That's beautiful, Sabine remarked, a warm smile spreading across her face. It sounds like you have a strong foundation. What kind of love do you hope to spread as a Cupid? I want to show people that love can be unconventional, Jamie said, her eyes lighting up. There's so much pressure to find the perfect match, but sometimes the most unexpected pairings can be the most fulfilling. I believe love can be messy, unique, and vibrant, just like us. Sabine nodded thoughtfully. You're right. The best matches often come when you least expect them. What's your strategy for your first assignments? Jamie shrugged, a mixture of excitement and nerves bubbling inside her. I'm not sure yet. I want to listen to my intuition and see where it takes me, but I hope to use the lessons I've learned during my training. I want to connect with people on a deeper level, rather than just pushing them toward the expected. Sounds like a fantastic approach, Sabine said, raising her coffee cup in a toast. To love in all its forms and the courage to pursue it. They clinked their cups together, the simple act of unity amplifying the bond forming between them. Their conversation deepened, ranging from their experiences in the academy to the pressure of attending the love convention, each sharing their hopes and fears, and laughter spilled freely between them. As the night wore on and the cafe emptied, Sabine leaned back in her seat. You know, Jamie, I haven't clicked with someone like this in a very long time, she said candidly. It's refreshing. Jamie felt a flush of warmth at the compliment and smiled. I feel the same way. It's not every day you get to have a heart-to-heart with an idol. I think it's more than that, Sabine said, her gaze holding Jamie's. It feels like we're both searching for something, and maybe we can help each other find it while we're here. The comfort of their growing connection was palpable, and Jamie couldn't help but feel a thrilling sense of possibility. As they paid their bill and exited the cafe, she glimpsed the stars overhead, shining brightly against the backdrop of the ever-bustling city. As they lazed back through the neon glow of the strip, Jamie glanced sidelong at Sabine, her heart fluttering with both admiration and an inexplicable connection that seemed to transcend mere admiration. Perhaps the weekend could be a celebration of new beginnings, not only as professional Cupids but also as friends, or even more. The unknown spread out before them like the city itself, full of potential and the promise of love waiting to be discovered, their paths intertwining in a way neither of them had anticipated. Let's make some love magic happen, Jamie declared, her spirit buoyed by the vibrant energy around them. Absolutely, Sabine agreed, her eyes twinkling with excitement. The adventure is just beginning. And with that, they stepped forward, ready to embrace whatever love, be it platonic, romantic, or something entirely different, would come their way. As they walked side by side, the atmosphere around them crackled with anticipation. Jamie felt closer than ever to Sabine, a spark ignited by their shared enthusiasm for love and the adventures that lay ahead. Upon returning to their hotel, they found themselves excitedly discussing the various seminars and workshops they planned to attend at the convention. Each idea seemed to spark new waves of inspiration, and as they settled into the comfortable rhythm of conversation, Jamie realized how easy it was to be herself with Sabine. The next morning, they met early to kick off the convention. Jamie was thrilled to explore together, attending seminars on matchmaking, utilizing social media to bring couples together, and even a workshop on the art of love letters. Each session brimmed with creativity and insight, and Jamie absorbed every word, often glancing over at Sabine to catch her reactions. Sabine's enthusiasm for their shared craft was infectious, and Jamie found herself learning not only about love but also about the passionate woman beside her. During a break, they walked into a bustling courtyard filled with love-themed booths and activities. It was a vibrant atmosphere, and the two Cupids decided to participate in a speed dating simulation where they had to match volunteers to one another based on quick interviews. Working side by side, they discovered a knack for understanding what made people tick, the endless stories flowing effortlessly between them. "Have you always been this good?" Jamie teased as they matched a quirky artist with a sweet librarian. "It's like you can read their hearts." Sabine laughed, a genuine sound that sent warmth through Jamie. "I guess you could say I've had a bit of practice over the years. But honestly, you're doing just as well. Your instincts are spot on." As the day progressed, they continued to collaborate, swapping ideas and learning from one another's strengths. By the end of the day, they had not only helped multiple couples find surprising connections but had also solidified their own bond in a way neither had anticipated. Later that night, in the bustling heart of Las Vegas, they attended the convention's grand gala, where Cupids showcased their memorable love stories. While mingling, Jamie caught moments of Sabine's charm as she effortlessly captivated others with tales of her most unique matches. As they stood in a quiet corner together, watching couples dance and laugh, Jamie turned to Sabine, her voice soft. "Thank you for making this weekend unforgettable. It's more than I ever hoped for." Sabine smiled warmly, and for a moment, their eyes locked, the world around them fading into the background. "Jamie, you've reminded me of what it feels like to connect deeply with another person. I didn't realize how much I missed it until now." Before either of them could say more, a nearby couple burst into laughter, pulling them both back to reality. Still, Jamie felt a warmth in her chest, the unspoken understanding hanging heavily in the air. As the night wound down, they found themselves standing outside the venue, the brilliant lights of the strip illuminating their faces. "Do you want to get some ice cream?" Jamie suggested, her heart pounding with both excitement and nervous anticipation. "I've heard there's an amazing place just down the street." "Absolutely," Sabine replied, her eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. As they walked side by side, their hands brushed together and Jamie felt an electric thrill at the simple contact. As they reached the ice cream shop, they shared flavors and laughter, a small, cozy moment amid the chaos of the city. Each scoop sparked conversations about dreams and aspirations, and their voices rose with laughter. "I know it's unconventional," Jamie mused, taking a lick of her ice cream. "But I think love can take many forms. Friendship, mentorship, even something more, who knows?" Sabine paused, her gaze thoughtful. "You're right. Love isn't just about romance. It's connections, bonds, and, most importantly, understanding one another." In that moment, as Sabine's words hung between them, Jamie felt an undeniable urge to say what had been growing in her heart. "I feel a connection with you, Sabine. It's different from anything I've ever felt, and it scares me a bit. But I can't ignore it." Sabine turned to her, her expression softening. "I feel it too," she admitted, her voice steady. "We've created something special this weekend, and I think it's worth exploring." Their eyes locked, and in that shared understanding, Jamie felt alive with possibility. "So let's be open to wherever this leads," she suggested, her heart racing. Yes, Sabine breathed, her relief palpable. Let's see where this adventure takes us. As they walked together beneath the sparkling lights of Las Vegas, an unspoken agreement settled comfortably between them. They stepped forward, leaving behind any hesitation. The world was vast, filled with endless opportunities and unexpected love. Hand in hand, they embraced whatever the future would bring, two Cupids on a mission to spread love, starting with one another. In the heart of a city known for its fleeting connections, Jamie and Sabine discovered that sometimes the most genuine love stories unfold in the most unexpected ways, and that perhaps their greatest adventure had just begun.